Well, thanks one and all for joining me today. This is your host, ID Jester. We are looking at Marvel Heroes 2015 edition, doing a review slash look at Invisible Woman. So I've been doing a lot of the different heroes. We're going to do all 53 heroes eventually as we make our progress through this here. This is after the version 1.8 update. Actually, this is version 1.81, I believe. And so we're going to take a look at Invisible Woman, see what she does, what powers she has, and all that. So we're going to start with her equipment. She's got some pretty decent equipment, nothing special. I think the problem with Invisible Woman, unfortunately, she's got a bad rap as being one of the weaker heroes in the game. And I think that's because they just haven't fine-tuned all the equipment for her, gone back and kind of given them a little bit of an update. Although, I don't find the equipment to be too bad. Anyways, just normal, everyday Invisible Woman. Unique items, nothing special, nothing fancy, just her regular items. And it seems to work pretty good. Like I said, I think they just need to fine tune them slightly between this and her powers, just to give her a little bit more oomph. I think we're using the Shrunken Cow Pet just because I want to try something a little bit differently. We do have just kind of an overview. I'm just using regular items, nothing special for her. You can see we have no legendary. We actually don't have any blessings on this hero at all. Just as I mentioned throughout this series, we don't have a ton of resources, so with the 53 heroes, you got to kind of spread them out. And since I'm not a big fan of Invisible Woman, I'm not going to give her any of the special resources. That's not to say that she's a bad character or anything. You can see when we play, she does okay. And I'm sure if you were to give her really good items and blessings and legendary items and really deck her out, she would play awesome for you. We do have a few relics there. We do have River's Souls because she's a little spirit weak, but fortunately, there is a way to get around that when we look at her powers, which we're going to do. As we were mentioning, she actually has this power here, the Secret Orbs, which will restore some spirit and do a pretty good amount of damage. Fires out some projectiles, 10 of them as a matter of fact, and it doesn't cost any spirit. It costs focus, which is her kind of claim to fame here. This focus slowly builds up over time, and then you can activate it to activate certain powers. One of the powers being this. So you can activate this. You notice we got like 3 bars, so we can get like 300 spirit back immediately. So that's a good way to compensate for her kind of spirit intense gameplay, I guess. She does have a lot of powers, just a couple passives actually. She's got this passive here, the Personal Force Field. It's a halfway decent passive. Although, a lot of her powers have to do with concealment and buffs and defenses. So she's a really good team ally because she can really help other characters with her buffs and her invisibility and all that. She can actually give a lot of other characters lots of great buffs. So she's a great team player. So if you like being a team player, you want to give other characters really good buffs, definitely look into Invisible Woman. It's kind of, I guess, her claim to fame. Her signature power, Quantum Compression, isn't bad. It actually has a kind of a cool mechanic where you start off with 4 force fields around you, and then you can either choose to leave them on you and take less damage, or you can choose to activate them and do some pretty good amount of regular damage. So that is really good. She has lots of other powers here. Suffocate, Storm of Sphere. The Crusher is a really, really good power there. It has 3 little orbs that come around the field and kind of roll around and do lots of damage to enemies. And then, of course, we have the Crushing Force, which kind of works with the Storm of Spheres. You can see it does 50% extra damage. So you're going to put out an area of effect. It lasts for 9.5 seconds. And then you can crush anybody inside there and do extra damage. So that's kind of a nice little combo. And she has 2 other kind of passive slash abilities here. One is invisible combat, so you can make yourself and your allies become invisible for 5 seconds. And you can see we would actually get a nice little buff to ourself there. And then she also has invisibility, which will restore health and spirit and a bunch of other things as well. So she's got a pretty good combo of powers. Again, I think they're just slightly on the... Her buffs are not as buffy as they should be, and her powers just, at this point, just don't tend to really do a ton of damage. So she's really into invisibility and concealment and helping and buffing her fellow allies. So you can see here, there's another one over here where your allies can become protected. There's another buff over here somewhere-ish. Maybe it's over here, I forget. But a lot of her powers are buffing herself and other characters. So she doesn't tend to do lots of good characters. She's a really good support character. If you get in a group with a couple friends, or even just get online and become part of a group, you are going to definitely help them stabilize and be able to energize their defenses and all that. So that's kind of good. As far as the Omega system, we have a few points here because she is ranged energy. So keep that in mind. We've got a few points here: energy, Sabertooth, Warpath, of course the Spin Tech. A few points here to get some extra health. You can see her health is actually on the kind of on the low side. All the way down to Phoenix Force again for the extra 10 energy, which is nice. A few points in the molecular adjustments so we can get some health back when we attack. Some extra energy damage, stuff like that. All going to be good. A few points there to get some brutal strike rating. Hero Synergy, we're using Black Widow, Cable, Captain Marvel, Human Torch, Iron Man, Jean Grey, Magneto, Squirrel Girl, Star-Lord, and Wolverine. So that is a look at her powers and her items. One thing we didn't look at was her stats. Here is actually durability 8, 3, 9, 5, 25 is her combo there. Notice her damage reduction is only 36%, which is pretty low. Look at her damage output though, is 3512. That is probably the highest I've seen so far with the heroes we've been going through. So not sure why these stats are the way they are, but that's interesting. As far as her critical hit rating, you can see we only had 38.7%. So pretty low. And of course that would all be based upon if you can get some more really rare items in here for her. Some nice rare items. Put in some nice blessings of heal on there. Our brutal strike rating is only at 28.1. So if we were to add another 20, that would go up to 48%. So still a little bit low, but again, we would get that bumped up by having rare and unique items on there. As I mentioned, we just have 53 heroes, so I'm kind of spreading out my equipment throughout all my heroes. I'm not just focusing on one or two specific heroes. So I'm trying to make them all viable characters and play with as much as I can. And at this point, she doesn't have a legendary or any blessings. So let's take a look at how she plays, shall we? So again, we kind of activate this little power here to... where is it? So we have this little suffocate power, which just comes out and does some damage. I'll just activate that a couple times. You can see all the enemies. They're taking damage over time. You see a little bubble around their head. That means they've been affected by suffocate. Then we have, of course, the Storm of Spheres, so that's our area of effect damage thing. It does pretty good damage as well, as you can see. And then while we have this out, what we want to do is cause our Crushing Force to come down and crush anybody that's been affected by that, because they will take extra damage. Let's go after some bosses here and see if anybody's actually in the game here. Alright, so we got our sphere. Now we're causing our... oops, get out of the fire, please. Causing this to come down on their heads. Alright, then we also have... Oop, we are in trouble. We have our signature power. Again, we're just going to activate it for the damage boost, and then I'm going to activate the crushers really quickly here. I'm not going to have a lot of time to really worry about telling you what I'm doing. At this point, we're going to activate to get our spirit. You notice our spirit was laid down. We had a whole bunch of damage there we did really quickly. That was nice. We're going to go ahead and become invisible so we can do some damage without them being able to target us. It only lasts for 5 seconds, but that 5 seconds could be the matter of life and death. Looks like we are the only one in the game right now, so we're going to be fighting four or five bosses by ourselves here, folks. We're going to find out if we can do that. We can get rid of one or two. Get out of here. Get off me. Come on, activate, activate. There we go. We took out a couple of them. We just have to get out the rest. So you can see we can do it. You know, and even though she's, you know, tendency to be on the weaker side of the heroes, you know, and this is without having anything special on her whatsoever. So you can see if you put in a few special items on her, get some rare items and some blessings on her, she could be quite a valuable hero for you. Seems like she plays okay. Now, of course, I am running around with 5,100 and some Omega points, which, of course, you know, that's a great boon because, you know, I'm getting 10 energy because I have enough Omega points that I can, you know, give her a nice 20. Oops, click on it. Nice 20 energy. So, you know, you can see there all of our energy damage is 80%. Because of our 20 in energy, and a couple points in fighting, and even have points to spend to get her fighting up, because that's going to give us a better brutal strike rating. So again, based on how many points you actually have in the Omega system, you might be able find yourself you know, not doing quite as much damage, or hopefully, you know, more damage based on your situation. But as you can see, we're kind of just going around, you know, just trying different things. That was her signature power really quickly. You see everybody kind of just flashes and died really quickly. That's good. You still see we have the force field above our head. Now,
you will not stand in our way.
Next time we have bosses, which will be another minute 30 seconds, we will show you her ultimate power, I guess. That would have been a nice one to do when we were out there fighting these guys by ourselves, actually. I'm actually surprised there's actually nobody in this right now, which is kind of nice because then you can see us. So here's our secret orbs. You see it like causes all these little bubbles and then they come out and do some damage, plus we get some spirit back. So that's a great little spirit regen power. Not only does it do damage, but it gives you a nice chunk of spirit back. And then, of course, you work on your little combo between Storm of Spears and your Crushing Force. If they live through your original storm there.
Sorry, I had to take out all my frustrations on you.
Come on, save that civilian. We just need enemies killed at this point. We're just looking for enemies to kill so we can complete our quest for the day again. So there we go. That is a look at Invisible Woman so far. We'll get these bosses come out. We'll go fight some more bosses. And this is, you know, like I said, without even having really the best of the best items or anything like that. Where are these guys? Right in the corner? Okay. Alright, so here's, we'll wait till all the bosses come out. Let's see if we can turn invisible here. Use our signature power a couple times there. Use our little combo power there. And then we'll activate our ultimate power. You will notice when we have it, because it's this huge force field around us, it does some pretty good damage. We're taking on 3 bosses. You know, health is an issue for her. She seems to have a little bit of spirit issue and a little bit of health issue. And I think they could fix that with some items, and also if they go back and adjust their power of her items. I think that would definitely... Oh, she took a big hit there. Let's turn invisible.
Well, that just wraps up our demonstration.
Notice her defenses were really low. But her attack power was actually quite high, so it's weird a support character like that. And you know, maybe she's a little bit different now. Maybe she's not as supporty as she was, but you know, a lot of her powers you can see give bonuses to herself and other heroes. So, all right, it's looking good, looking good. Bring out the Crusher again. Get these Crushers going. Problem is you don't have control over these Crushers. I mean, they kind of go to wherever you're standing and just find enemies and go get them. But you can see if I come all the way over here, these Crushers just don't kind of follow me. So they're... Oh, stupid... Stupid mole man and his stupid powers. Let's activate this. We go invisible. Ha ha ha. See, if I had allies around, they would be invisible now too. Or at least they can't target me, so that gives me like 5 seconds to get my health back up. And if I'm in trouble, which is kind of a good get out of dodge for free card. We're just going to activate our signature power 4 times and get it. So obviously if you had a core that gave you spirit back every time you use a med kit, that would be one way to compensate for her spirit. He tried to shoot me when I was invulnerable. Invulnerability works really good for her because she needs it because of her defenses being so low. But, you know, like I said, she does have the invisibility, which can kind of offset that. And you die, you ugly scumbag. How we doing? Oh, we just need like 100 more guys, and we'll have our Midtown Patrol shared quest for the day done. You know what, Sentinels? I'm not gonna waste my time on you. I just want little peons. Here's some peons. We'll just blow these guys up really quickly. Come on, everybody die. Getting there pretty quickly here. More peons. You see those little rollies, man? They can do a number. That is for sure. They can do a number. No, I don't even want to fight you, my cat. I have no desire until I get my quest done for the day. Turn invisible again. Ah, you guys can't hit me. That's great. Not being able to be attacked by enemies. You can use that to your advantage several ways, so that is always awesome. Obviously, the enemy heroes you have to be most afraid of are AoE heroes, because AoEs will hit you whether you're invisible or not. It's the direct attack heroes that won't be able to direct attack you. Alright, that's good. Get some more Odin marks here. Pick this up. We'll sell all that junk later on. Alright, so yeah, that's you know, critical hit rating is not very high in her Brutal Strike. Again, you can get that all compensated by giving her some nice items. Which we'll do if you do, you obviously will be doing a lot more damage. Let's take on some more bosses and see how well we can do, huh? Get rid of the junk around. It's going to help these guys. Let's get rid of that.
Let me help you, Arthur.
I guess the thing to watch would be her, her health, just so you can see exactly how much damage she's taken and how much damage she can resist. Although this resets pretty quickly, 30 seconds isn't too bad. She took some kind of massive hit there, took a lot of damage. Doing our signature power real quickly. Let's see, is our ultimate power ready? See a lot of numbers flashing on. We do have quite a few area of effects powers, so that's one thing to keep in mind. Is she's definitely a ranged area kind of girl, and looks like we almost got Juggernaut. We have been spamming that power left and right, so that's a good thing. And then we'll use our signature power here, zap these guys a few times, see how they like that. Hey, let me pick up my treasure here before you come and attack me. You can see we've taken some hits. Get out there. Don't let him run you over now. He's almost dead too. Yep. So we fought four bosses and a bunch of minions, and definitely health was an issue. But damage-wise, I think she's almost doing okay damage. I don't think it's great damage, but it seems like she's kind of doing okay. I think her biggest weakness is really her health and defenses, but a lot of her, it's just weird because a lot of her buffs have to do with defenses. And activated it 4 times and didn't get a single brutal hit on it. Well, that's why we have such a low brutal strike rating, and that's but we have so much going on the screen here, it's hard to see our character in there, isn't it? But anytime we have this Storm of Spears, we just want to spam this Crushing Force as much as we can, because they're going to take buku damage from that. You can see them come crashing down here. We do have to be careful again. Our health's a little low. Alright, nothing good with that signature file again. Okay, we're just going to spam this crushing wave down, or what's it called? Crushing force wave. Crushing force. Cause that to come down 100 times on their head. See how they like that.
Gonna make you bleed, fool.
Get out of rollies whenever we can, because they're going to just be aggroing more damage for us. You can't see me, can you? Okay, we've got a lot of force. Just need to spam this power a little bit more. There we go. Just have these come down just constantly, whenever you can. In between, we got to try and keep our spirit up. We're just spamming these powers.
Okay, fine. You got me.
That wasn't too bad. Do the same thing with the Sentinel here. Just spam the area of effect and then just have that thing come down on their head just constantly over and over again. Well, alright, that's a pretty good wrap of what Invisible Woman looks like and what she does. I guess if you like being a support character and helping other characters out, like I said, we have the concealment bonuses going on that you can give other people. We have the protector shield dome, and we also, I think, in one of our powers have something that gives people. Oh, here's toughness. When you spend focus, you and your allies gain toughness. So anytime I spend my focus, they get toughness. We can give them protection. We can give them invisibility. We're a really good support character. It seems like we can definitely hold our own. And if you're in a group with people and you're playing with maybe some melee characters like Wolverine or Hulk or people like that, they're keeping the bosses busy. You just stand in the background. Almost all your powers are ranged area. Ranged area. Ranged, well, that's bleed, but it's area. So if you love putting out area of effects and just covering the battlefield with just damage wherever the enemies go, you're going to love playing Invisible Woman. If you love the support character role where you can buff all your allies and give them lots of bonuses, and you don't care about doing tons and tons of damage, or just have to stay in the back because your health is a little squishy, little squishy. And of course, like I said, we can probably get around some of that by changing out a few items, giving her certain bonuses and buffs and legendary items and all that. Maybe a different U-Forged item, some more relics obviously would give her some more health and more defensive rating as well. So lots of ways to just build her up. And, I wasn't too impressed with her originally playing through with her, but you know what? I think she's okay. She's not horrible. She's not bad. She's not, like, super awesome, because I don't like playing support characters. I like being an assassin. But, so for me, it's, about, if you've been watching this, it's all about the big red flashy numbers. If I could do 10 million brutal strike damage, then I'm happy. If you like just putting out area of effects all over the place and just nickel and diming people to death, enemies, you're going to love Invisible Woman. Just buffing other heroes. She's got a halfway decent ultimate power. It's nothing great, but it's, again, you and your allies are unbreakable, becoming immune to crowd control and negate 40% of incoming damage. So you are a really, really, really good support hero. Get a couple friends or get in a group of people, and or if you're running raids or whatever, I just can't believe her damage rating is just so good. But her damage reduction is so bad. Just not where it needs to be. It needs to be higher than that. But I guess, for a support hero, that's not bad. Give her some decent items, and you'll have some fun with Invisible Woman. What's wrong with your hair, lady? There, that's a little better. I don't know. It's all wanked out of place. So that's a good Invisible Woman. Thanks for checking out the video. We will see you guys next time here at Marvel Heroes as we look through all the heroes in Marvel Heroes and compare and contrast and try them out and see what they all can do. So look for the next episode to come soon, folks. Until then, take care.